What's up guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I am going to give you guys an update on the 10-gallon tall aquarium, and I'm also going to be adding some fish and shrimp today. But before I begin the update, I do want to take you guys back about a month and a half ago when I first set up this tank. For those of you who missed the video where I set this tank up, I'll go ahead and leave it in the description, but this is what the tank was looking like when I first set it up. So it has been 3 weeks now, and the tank is doing really well, really growing in nicely. Unfortunately, I did lose the Monte Carlo in that middle section right there. It just kind of completely melted away, and that happens sometimes, so it's not a big deal. I also do have a little bit of hair algae over here on this moss, so I'm going to go ahead and do some maintenance and get that cleaned up. But the Rotala, as you can see, is growing in really nicely. And while I get ready to do my maintenance, you'll see I ran into my biggest problem that I was going to have with this tank. And that is that my arm does not fit underneath the top shelf to get into the tank itself. So if you already saw my last video from last week, you'll see that I already fixed this problem and made a fish tank stand, so that way I could access this easier. And I'll go ahead and leave the link to that video in the description below in case you guys want to check it out. For the first part of the maintenance session, all I'm doing is trimming the hair grass, and like trimming any other plants, it's just going to encourage new growth. Like the hair grass, I'm also going to trim the Monte Carlo, and there were a little bit of some melted portions, so I'm making sure especially to get those bits. I gotta say, watching this back, I am so happy that I made a stand so that way I don't have to keep cutting this like this, because I literally was using both of my hands to try and trim the Monte Carlo on the right side. So yeah, very relieved that I don't have to do maintenance sessions like these anymore. Next, as you can see, while I was doing the water change, I decided to remove the Monte Carlo that had melted away completely. Just because looking at it, it's not coming back. So yeah, just decided to get rid of all of it, and I'll go ahead and replace it later. As you'll see in a second, I have been dosing fertilizer in this tank, and that's because I'm growing the Monte Carlo as an epiphyte, so I just really want to make sure that it gets all the nutrients that it needs. We are now moving into week 5, and as you can see, we have reached the ugly stage. The tank is covered in this kind of gross, fuzzy hair-like type algae. So yeah, gonna do a heavy maintenance session on here, and then I'll go ahead and plant some Monte Carlo to replace the earlier one that melted away. First things first, I am laying down a towel because I do not want to get water all over the place, and I know I will, so that way I do not ruin my floors. I'm starting off with a quick glass cleaning, and I'm just using a blade just because it's quicker in my opinion, but I know lots of people prefer sponges or even paper towels sometimes. And next I'm using this toothbrush to clean off all of this gunk because I haven't really been able to do that with my tank where it was previously, so just trying to do a thorough job here and getting some of the algae that was stuck in the plants. And as you might have guessed, next I did a big water change, and I dropped the water down pretty low because of all the stuff that I stirred up into the water column, and also so I could glue down some more Monte Carlo and replace the Monte Carlo that had melted previously. And I'm just using a gel super glue so that way I can attach it to the driftwood in here. And fingers crossed that it does better than the previous Monte Carlo that was on this dragonwood. Once the tank was full again, I added some liquid CO2 to help with the algae issues that I've been experiencing because this is a newer setup tank, and then I also added some liquid fertilizer for the Monte Carlo. Now that you guys are all updated, that brings us back to our present time, and I just got back from the fish store with a couple new friends. One of them being some cherry shrimp, and I just got 4 of these guys. And then next I got some scarlet baddies, or I don't know exactly how to pronounce it, but little tiny red fish. And I thought they would match nicely with the cherry shrimp, and they should color up more once they get more comfortable and adjusted to the tank. And as you can see here, I am just prepping the bags so that way I can start acclimating them and adding a little bit of water, a little at a time every 10 minutes or so. Alright guys, so the fish are all added to the tank now. I will insert some clips at the end of this video so that way I can let the fish get a little more adjusted to the tank before I go ahead and try and film them, because they're probably just going to hide right now. But as you can see, the Monte Carlo that I planted just a week ago is unfortunately looking like it's going to melt again. So yeah, I guess maybe I'll just try planting some moss there instead, because yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to pull through, which... You know what? It happens, to be honest. Sometimes plants just do what they want and they don't always perform well. I'm pretty sure it is just because perhaps it's not getting enough light, or yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that's how this tank is looking after about a month and a half. And that brings us to the end of this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If so, please give a thumbs up. And in the next video, I believe I am going to be setting up a tank for some Caridina shrimp. So make sure you guys subscribe because it's going to be a fun video. But aside from that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.